He informed him that the news about him had already spread through the palace and that a message would come from the capital looking for him. Unfortunately, Kyril couldn't inform the Imperial Palace about his origin, so he was considering sending Tyron and Randall in instead. He replied that it was fine with him. Kyril thanked him for his understanding and told him that in exchange he could ask for anything he wanted. He requested a passing permit, surprising Kyril. Kyril asked if it meant that he wanted to leave the mansion, and he confirmed it. Kyril inquired if he didn't like living there or if he was disappointed. He clarified that it was not the case and explained that he simply wanted to see a wider world. He understood that gaining freedom was crucial for him to be involved in future events. Kyril informed him that if that was what he wanted, he could have it, and showed him a stamp. He explained that it was a stamp given only to those who carried a mission from him, allowing them to pass all the Empire's checkpoints. However, his identity could not be known. Kyril apologized for not being able to give him credit for his hard work, but he expressed that it should be more than enough for him. Suddenly, someone shouted to Kyril, informing him about a big problem. The man told him that the prisoner had killed himself, leaving Kyril shocked. He asked the man to repeat what he had said, but Kyril simply smiled. The man explained that he found dwarf ginseng next to the prisoner's body and had searched the body himself multiple times. He apologized, and Kyril all told him not to be too hard on himself, acknowledging that it was hard to believe he made a mistake. The man informed Kyril that they were in a difficult situation and that representatives from the Imperial Court would arrive soon. He also reminded Kyril that this was supposed to be his first official duty. Kyril replied that the important part was not that, but rather they would likely be reprimanded for not properly managing the prisoner. Looking at the corpse, Kyril all knew that it was a situation where those who deserve recognition were being overlooked, and he found it liberating. He informed the man that regardless, it was highly likely that the first prince's faction would seize the opportunity to attack them. Later, he gazed out of the window, knowing that Prince Ruan wouldn't let this incident slide. He thought of Prince Ruan as a snake who would use the incident to criticize their father, despite their father being one of the 5 sword masters on the continent and a symbol of the empire. To the first prince who craved the throne, their father was merely an obstacle from the opposing faction, ready to strike at any opportunity. Recalling correctly, he knew that their father's expedition would last about a year, and they should be safe from Prince Ruan during that time. He realized it was his chance to find other spies from the Lorien Empire and prepare counter-evidence. He decided that it was time for him to leave that place for real. Later, he entered Einery and searched for other relics that Kashir might have hidden. However, he ended up leaving empty-handed, thinking that perhaps Kai had truly left only the heart of the dragon. He felt grateful to Kashir because thanks to him he had a new life, and with the power given to him, he would change the world. Suddenly his sword emitted a radiant magical light and flew towards a piece of paper on the ground, leaving him confused. He picked it up, wondering if it was reacting to his magic. Upon opening it, he realized it was the paper that had been inside the box where he found the heart of the dragon. The paper read, "If you fear death, give up your search," making him wonder if it could be the key. Suddenly, the paper floated in the air, surprising him, and then tore into pieces with the words floating in the air. He realized it was reacting to his magic. The words whirled around him, and he marveled at Kai, because it meant that Kai had hidden something more. The letter addressed him as a stranger and welcomed him. Tai wrote that only the one who had seized the power within the heart of the dragon and had mastered the dragon tongue magic could trigger his magic. Kai referred to him as the greedy one who had returned there, and he seemed to appreciate people of his kind. He gripped his sword, realizing it was a doubly hidden treasure and that he had fulfilled such strict conditions. Kai told him that dragon's magic was pure magic, a power that no one else possessed, even something Kai couldn't attain. How he would develop that power was something only he would know, and he should naturally use his magic in the way he was most familiar with. He replied that he had chosen the sword, but Kai told him to remember that the things he was most awkward with would lead him to the ultimate truth, leaving him wondering what Kai meant by that. The magic inside him emerged from his hand, and Kai confirmed that it was magic. Then Kai revealed that he had another gift for him. The shelf opened, revealing a chest full of gold, as Kai explained that he would offer him a little help since he had made it that far. He reached out to grab the snake bracelet, but it suddenly came to life and opened its mouth toward him. Startled, he pulled his hand back, but the snake bracelet merely coiled around his hand without causing harm. Tai informed him that it was the bracelet of greed, a bracelet that drained magic. While it would be a cursed item for normal people, it was not the case for him. Someone behind him remarked that he was lucky, making him turn around. It was Kai, who told him that without the bracelet he would not be able to control the surging magic blood, and he would probably explode and die within a month. Kai congratulated him on receiving his gift before his impending death. He was shocked to hear that, but Kai added that he was the only human who had ever reached the 8th class, but he attained the heart of the dragon, something even Kai couldn't achieve. Kai also told him not to be satisfied with just then, and to surpass him as the one who had survived. Even after consuming the heart of the dragon, he should ascend greedily and reach the peak that no one else could. Kai emphasized that he should revel in his power, and that he was now more valuable than anyone else. He assured him that he was free. Then Kai asked if he was content being a loyal servant to a king, or if he was satisfied with being a noble who managed a small city. Kai encouraged him not to be under anyone's control, and declared that he, the one who had acquired Kaiashir's treasure, should do as he pleased. He laughed awkwardly, wondering if he should take up the trust, become a knight of the Empire once more, alter history, and if he truly wished to even kill his closest friend in the process. He knew he possessed the power of a dragon, but he was still trying to fight while tied to the Empire. He shouted that he didn't need to do it, and that he possessed an immense power. Touching his hair, he realized that he had finally understood, and that he just needed to do what he wanted to make the entire Empire recognize him. He slowly changed his hair color to blonde, his eyes to blue, completely transforming his appearance from an immigrant to an outsider. He decided that in a world divided between outsiders and imperial citizens, he would overturn everything. He also promised Oliver that the day they met again he wouldn't kneel before him, but meet him with an equal gaze. Stepping out of Inery, he told Kai that he was right and that he wouldn't be under anyone's control from now on. Meanwhile, in the Grand Imperial Garden, there was a man who approached Bryn and asked for his opinion on a matter. Bryn Einek, the Prime Minister of the Empire, replied that he believed it was too early to judge because there wasn't enough information. Yet Bryn also spoke to Ruan Stellan, the Crown Prince of the Empire, and expressed his concern about their spy's death. He emphasized that negligent officials should be held accountable. Ruan